This is an example of the CoinSwap program. The objective is to swap the heads that are these two coins here and tails, these two here, while we're pretending that they're coins. Heads can only move to the right, tails can only move to the left into an empty square, or they can jump over a opposite piece into a blank. So if we run it, it looks like the following. Heads can go to the right, this heads can go to the right, and then we're stuck, right? Tails can't go back, so I have to reset it. And then how about if I do heads goes to the right there, and tails goes, and then heads goes to the right there, and then heads, stuck again. So you have to figure out what's the solution to sequence of steps that lead to swapping where both heads are on the right and both tails are on the left. The sample that so reset puts them back into their original starting places. The instructions are given here. When you look at the starter code has the interface as shown a moment ago. And it only has the logic though for this first condition here. So this is button 1 if we look at the design. So this is button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4, and button 5. So if we look at the code, we see for button 1, when button 1 is clicked, if button 1 is an H and button 2 is blank, in other words, if this is an H and this is blank, then what would it do? Well, if button 1 is an H and button 2 is a blank, then it would move the H into button 2 and blank out button 1. So this is an illustration of the kind of logic that you can use with an if statement, getting the text that's in the button, comparing it to the contents in double quotes as a string, and then you separate these conditions that you're checking if there's more than one with ampersand, ampersand. So two ampersand and signs for a logical combination. So if in this case, it's if this is true and this is true, then do these lines right here. So your job is to take these ideas and to model your own logic after this to implement the full functionality of the game. First thing you want to do is implement single steps into an adjacent empty square. So if H can move to the right, or this one can move to the right, and similarly with the T's going to the left. Then after that, you want to implement the functionality of jumping over an opponent's piece if the adjacent piece is the opponent's and the square on the other side of that is blank. And then lastly, after each move, to check and see if there's a win, meaning that they've swapped completely. And if there is a win, then you change this message down at the bottom to say you won.